Well, good evening and welcome to another edition of Cooking with Paul. And on tonight's episode, we've got a special treat. We're going to Paris, France. Not really. What we're going to do is we're going to make real French croissants with so much butter you'd think you died and went to heaven. If you're ready, let's get started. So here's what we're going to need. All-purpose flour, milk, sugar, yeast, salt, butter, an egg, and water. We'll begin by placing our all-purpose flour in our mixing bowl. Next, our sugar, some yeast, salt. Mix it around by hand. And then we'll add our egg. Our soft butter, and our water and milk combined. We'll put this in our mixer and we'll mix it until just combined. Once it's combined, we'll dump our dough out onto a floured work surface, and we'll knead this until just smooth. Next, we'll roll this out slightly to deflate the dough. Then we'll fold it and wrap it in plastic wrap. And let it sit overnight in the refrigerator to ferment. Next, we're going to take our butter and place it in a 7-inch by 7-inch plastic bag. This seems to be the easiest way to do this. You'll take your rolling pin and gently roll it out until you've filled the bag and made your butter slab as even as you can get it. Next, this will go into the refrigerator for a minimum of 1 hour, or leave it in overnight with your dough. After refrigerating for 24 hours, we'll take our dough out, deflate it slightly, and then roll it out to approximately 8 inches by about 18 inches. Next, we'll take our butter slab and place it on top of the dough. Now we'll fold our dough around it, being careful to use a pastry brush to brush off the excess flour. Next, we'll seal up the edges. And with our rolling pin, we'll roll this out gently to about 24 inches in length. Next, we'll fold this, sweeping away the excess flour once again, and then fold it one more time. You're going to want to wrap this again and put it back in the fridge for at least 30 minutes. Then we're going to repeat this process 2 more times. This creates all of those flaky layers in the croissant. So now we're going to roll out our dough. We're going to cut it into shapes, roll it into croissants, and then let them proof for about 2, maybe 2.5 hours. So now we're going to take our dough, firstly cut it in half, put the other half back in the refrigerator, and roll the one half out to approximately 24 by 8. Now take your ruler and mark it off every 6 inches. Now with a knife or a pizza cutter, make straight cuts. Next, make a diagonal cut to form the shape of your croissant. Now that you've got your croissants cut, you're going to take your rolling pin, roll them out a little, and stretch out the bottom half. Next, we'll roll them into a croissant. Roll each one out carefully and roll them gently. On a baking pan, put a piece of parchment paper and lightly spray it with a little cooking spray. Arrange your croissants with a little space between each of them on your cooking tray. Next, we're going to combine egg, a teaspoon of water, and a pinch of salt to make our egg wash. Put a light coating of egg wash on each croissant. Now we're going to let our croissants proof for 2 to 3 hours in a room 70 to 80 degrees. After they've fully proofed, we're going to add one more coating of egg wash and then put them in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, so about 10 minutes in, you want to rotate your pan in the oven. This is to assure that everything bakes evenly. The only time you don't have to do that is if you have a convection oven. Well, it looks like our croissants are ready, so let's take them out of the oven. Oh, those croissants look beautiful. I can't wait until they cool down so I could eat one. Okay, our croissants have cooled down. My coffee is ready, and it's time to try one of these bad boys out. Look at how flaky that is, how buttery it is. That is a seriously good croissant. Mmm. Mm. Wow. Mm. Well, from all of us here at Cooking with Paul, thanks for tuning into another episode. Please click subscribe, give us a like, share the video, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at Paul vs. Food. And if you want the detailed recipe for this, go visit our website, cookingwithpaul.com. Good night. Well, thanks for tuning in to another Hey. Okay,